Hello students, by now we are aware of the changes that occur during puberty in both boys and girls. Can you tell me which is the most important of all the changes? Yes, it is the development of reproductive organs. That means puberty is actually the attainment of sexual maturity. What do you mean by this? This means that the individual is now physically capable of reproduction. So, are we saying that both males and females are capable of reproduction with the onset of puberty? Yes. But do you know that males and females are different when it comes to the reproductive span or phase? And why is this difference? This is all we need to study or answer in this video that deals with the concept of reproductive phase. Before understanding the reproductive phase, let's see the different stages of life. This is when you were born as a baby, then you grew up as a child, and now you are entering into the adolescent age, and that is why we are studying the chapter reaching the age of adolescence. You all are experiencing the different biological and physical changes that are taking place in your body. And after 18 years of age, you will become an adult. And in this way, the life goes on, and then comes the old age. Okay, now let's study the reproductive phase of life in humans. I have told you that reproductive phase is different in both the cases, in males and in females. This is the symbol of male, this is the symbol of female. Reproductive phase. The reproductive phase has two words. Number one, the reproductive, and number two, the phase. Reproductive means process of reproduction, and phase means the time period. So, are we saying that individuals are capable of reproduction only for some period of time? Yes, but this is applicable only in case of females. It is not applicable in case of females, in case of males. So, what happens in males? In case of males, the development of testes causes the production of gametes, that is, sperms. This process, when started, does not terminate at all. Rather, it lasts up to the last day of male's life. However, only the sperms produced can decrease in count with the age. That means the ability to reproduce still remains the same. I mean that males can reproduce throughout their lives. But the case of females is completely different. Actually, the term reproductive phase actually holds true in the case of females, because the ovaries, which are the reproductive organs in females, they have fixed number of egg cells or the gametes. And when puberty arrives, the eggs in the ovaries starts to mature. One ovum or egg matures and is released by one of the ovary once in 28 to 30 days. during this period. So this is the diagram. These are the ovaries, and from any one of the ovary the gametes are released, and they come to the fallopian tube, and they wait for the sperm, that is male gamete, and at this time the uterus develops, the inner lining of the uterus become thick, and this thick lining is known as endometrium. Actually, uh, there are two possibilities. When egg is released, either it is fertilized or it remains unfertilized. Means I have written fertilization, yes or no. So there are two possibilities. If fertilization occurs, and second possibility is if fertilization does not occur. But our body, our body prepares itself for both the possibilities, because our body does not know what is going to happen, whether the egg is going to fertilize or it will remain unfertilized. So the body prepares itself for both the possibilities. For example, to receive a fertilized egg, the uterus prepares itself by making its inner walls thicken, and it is known as endometrium. It is also shown in this diagram. Now I have also what is the second possibility? Second possibility is, what if the fertilization does not occur? When fertilization does not occur, the released egg and the thickening lining of the uterus along with its blood vessels are shed off. Shed off from where? They will come out of the vagina along with some blood, as a result of which for almost 4 to 5 days every month a female experiences a bleeding phase. I have written here the bleeding phase. The bleeding is through vagina. And the bleeding consists of an unfertilized ovum, the cells of endometrium, and the blood. It comes from where? It comes from the vagina. And this is called menstrual fluid. And the whole process is known as menstruation. Please notice that I have told you that menstruation occurs every month, because this entire process is a cyclic process that lasts for 28 to 30 days. And in these 28 to 30 days, first of all, ovulation will take place. Ovulation means release of ova from the ovary. Then the uterus prepares itself for the fertilized egg by developing endometrium. And if the egg is not fertilized, then this endometrium collapses, and it comes out of the vagina in the form of a menstrual fluid. Okay, so in the form of a menstrual fluid. So menstruation is a cyclic process. It is also known as menstrual cycle, and it is under the control of hormones also. Now see, there are two terms which you should know. On the onset of puberty, what happens? The egg is released. If it is not fertilized, then menstruation will occur. The first menstrual flow begins at puberty. and this is known as menarche. This continues up to a certain period of time, and at the age of 45 to 15 years of age, the menstrual flow or the menstrual cycle stops, and stopping of menstruation is known as menopause. Why I am telling you this? Because this phase, that is from menarche to menopause, is actually the reproductive phase in females. See, menarche, it starts with the at the onset of puberty, it is written here. Then ovulation starts. Ovulation, see, ovulation, the process of ovulation is decreasing here, because at certain age of life, the ovum get finished from the ovary, and so at 45 to 50 years there is no release of ova from the ovary, and the menstrual cycle stops. This stopping of menstrual cycle is called menopause. The release of ova is called as ovum, and this phase from menarche to menopause is called the reproductive phase in females. Actually, I have shown this in this figure also. This is the stage. This is the girl is in puberty. The girl faces menstruation from 12 years to 50 years. After 50 years, there is no menstruation. So this is menarche and this is menopause, and this is the reproductive phase of life in human. Now, I told you about the two possibilities. First, if fertilization occurs, and second, if fertilization does not occur. अब हम बात करेंगे अगर fertilization हो जाती है. If fertilization occurs, what happens? If fertilization occurs, then zygote is formed, and zygote develops in the form of fetus inside the mother's body. Now the question is, what will be the sex of the newborn baby, whether it is a boy or a girl? This we are going to study in our next video. So let us learn about sex determination in the next video. So stay tuned and have a good day. Bye bye. See you in the next video.